Hey guys, Bryce Tubbs here. Today I'm going to be sharing about, why most marketing does not work for accountants and bookkeepers who are trying to sell like monthly services like virtual CFO, a monthly bookkeeping, monthly accounting. I just want to kind of jump into this thing. So my name is Bryce Tubbs. I own two six-figure businesses. The first one being an accounting slash bookkeeping firm. The second one being a mentorship program. Now, I make these videos to be a resource to kind of show my appreciation, my gratitude for being able to live the life that I want to, right? A lot of people, maybe they're not right in a position to be able to do that yet. So these videos are a way for you to be able to learn some of the stuff that we're doing, implement a lot of the stuff for yourself, and be able to grow. And for some people, they don't want to like watch a bunch of videos to do it. They just want to like be taken by the hand and like just showing, hey, tell me this, and this. And for that reason, we have the mentorship program. So if that's you, if you want to kind of avoid a lot of the different trial and error that come with doing things on your own, go ahead and click on the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with me to see if I can help you out. I cannot help everybody out, right? Number one, we only accept about 10 people per month into the program. And at the same time, not every person is a good fit for the type of work that we do. And in some cases, if I don't think I can help you out, I'm just gonna let you know that and just say it's just not a good fit. So if you want to see if it's a good fit, if you want to see if you're a good fit to work with me, then go ahead and click on the link inside the description, either above or below the video. Book a call with me to see if I can help you out. So let's kind of dive into this thing. So number one, this video kind of came about because one of my students in my mentorship program asked a very unique kind of question. So inside the mentorship program, we have a number of different ways you can go about growing your clientele. But for each student, we kind of customize it to their personality and like their strategy and just their temperament as to like what they want to do using a lot of the KPIs we have. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to read you an email. And I talked to him, and this will be shared. So, hey, in the training, one of the methods to find a CPA to subcontract for or as a referral partner is direct mail method. Finding all the CPAs in an area and mailing them directly. Now, would this also be applicable to directly mail possible clients? Now, so find a niche, for example, and use D7 to find all the dentists inside the area, for example, and then mail the letter to them and with the intent to convince them to use a bookkeeper. Now, Michael's a little bit of a newer student, so he's still using the like phrasing convince. So we are kind of working through some mindset stuff around like making it easier for people to come to you rather than feeling like you're constantly like fighting or arguing or convincing people to want to work with you. So when going this route, I feel that this letter would be much more effective given a personal note. However, the information has to be general enough to apply to everyone. I'm having difficulty finding that balance. Either way, I have attached a copy letter I drafted with the intent to look into mailing it in a similar manner to CPA referral letter. If you could critique it for me, I would appreciate it. I am particularly interested in which areas should be more emphasized or ignored altogether. Additional personalized information would be a benefit. But I'm not sure where to place that and what to place. Okay, cool. So let me go to my notes about this. So again, this is kind of a newer thing. Like he's actually innovating on one of our existing approaches. So one approach we have for partnerships is actually doing like direct mail. We have like a lot of different types of mailers you can send for that, but not everyone opts to do that. It just depends on your personality. But in this case, he's like, hey, I want to actually take that a step further. So I want to use the mailers to actually go and find clients. So I'm actually going to be doing this. So read the attachment. Next, we're going to read the attachment. And again, we're going to be talking about like why, most bookkeeper marketing gets little to no results. So he's choosing to go after dentist, practice name, address, phone number. Hello, Dr. Dentist. Job professional bookkeeper is often a lot more complex than it seems. A dental bookkeeper requires proper knowledge, understand the law, the tax code, and various accounting standards. A bookkeeper usually handles all financial transitions for any dentist, a medical practitioner, records for your purchases, records your purchases, sales, and expenses, develops systems, and much more. Okay, this is way too long of a sentence. Yeah, generally, if you're going to be writing something, always read it out loud to make sure like it can be said very easily. Experienced bookkeepers like those at True Vector Bookkeeping also help dental practices to get a snapshot and overview of your business's finances, projected growth forecasts, and more. The value of data information that you get access to by working with a professional dental bookkeeper isn't measurable, which is why we always recommend small businesses hire an experienced dental bookkeeper. A novice may get the job done, but will they do it well? The answer to that can only be found when you hire a professional dental bookkeeper for your dental practice. Okay, he keeps okay. So the phrase repeated experienced dental bookkeeper is just being overused here. Um, Okay, maybe I'm gonna save my like critiques or my changes to the end of the video. So, reason one, your practice. You chose the noble profession of helping your patients get better and growing your practice. Why not focus on doing that while allowing professionals help you manage your business finances? A professional dental bookkeeper will enable you to focus on your core competency by taking over all the hassles of bookkeeping. Running small dental business or medical practice is hectic. Some invoices or dues may slip your mind, which can end up putting you in a sticky situation. A professional dental bookkeeper is tasked with keeping track of all your income, expenses, and inform you of any potential cash flow problems they may predict coming, and even make necessary provisions for it. Number three, less tax reasons. You can probably read this on your own, on the screen. I don't really want to go through all of it for a couple of reasons. Defense, private financial loans, good work-life balance, ensure everything is paid on time, the elephant in the room. Cool. Any of my contact points. Okay, that's okay. So this is some of my immediate feedback. Dental niche is going to be generally more easily reachable by letter. I would have two documents inside of your physical letter. The one that you created, as well as a shorter, more to the point letter, since many people are not going to end up reading the full thing. I would literally put the group introduction letter, but tweak the part about wanting to discuss client need. You would you would put the shorter one in the front and the longer one on page two. So if they want more information, they can look at it. In your letter, I would tweak it to make how you help, not how a professional dental bookkeeper can help them. They should have a basic understanding of why they need one. So your letter should be more about how they should be working with you specifically. Here's a version that one of our clients, Millie, uses inside the program. So, Millie, owner of this, I'm emailing between these two firms. I have clients out the US. Background is this. If you're interested to see how this help, please call me, insert your number, and then boom. So this is a much shorter email that generally gets a much better response rate. Now, the reason why it gets a much better response rate is because of the fact that there's only one or two options. Number one is read like two paragraphs and then like you can call or you don't, right? There's only a couple different decision points. Now, if you think about it, whenever you're going to be doing some sort of marketing to someone who doesn't have a lot of time, for example, like a dentist, a physician, a veterinarian, most business owners who are still inside of the actual job itself, right? It needs to be very short, clear, concise, and to the point. So if you have like, as you probably saw, like me even reading the part of the envelope, I just kind of got a little bit, I stopped reading after about point number four, right? And so we have to make sure that the email is a little bit shorter and it's a little bit easier for you to be able to pull them in a lot more. So how did I even learn this? So I learned this because I used to send out a lot of like emails and letters that were very, very long. My response rate was very low, right? So I'd be tracking my numbers on a daily basis, like how many people open my email, how many people reply to my email, how many like positive responses I get, how many calls were booked. And I just kept testing different things. I kept testing, like, for example, for email, you can of course do a subject line. So you're testing based on subject line, you're testing based on your call to action, you're testing based on the actual like words that are inside of the document itself and the email itself, right? You're also testing the attachments that you could be having. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So that's why it's like some people just say like, I'm just gonna like do some mailers. I'm just gonna email a bunch of people. It's like you need to be able to start looking at things more as like building systems, not just doing like one or two things, just trying to see if it works, just throwing stuff against the wall. There needs to be a very like organized approach to it, right? That's another reason most people fail. Most people fail because number one, it's just they just don't really understand how to write or how to speak in general. And that's okay. I mean, we spent most of our career learning how to do accounting and bookkeeping, right? Or if you come from a different industry, like your career is generally in that. Your career generally is not really in marketing or sales. Now, for me, I had to spend a lot of money on like courses. So like I've spent probably on courses alone just on how to write better. I've spent probably 5,000 on courses that are about how to speak better. right? So I mean, altogether, that's a lot of money on like learning this skill set about how to basically get your point across, become very effective at getting people to listen to you, and then getting people to want to actually work with you. So, give me one sec. My computer charger cord, for some reason, I think the port is just messed up. So like actually I taped the charger on the side of it. Um, and it's just one of those things where it's not the computer functions well. It's just that the charging aspect is the only thing that's bad about this. It's always been bad. So I might get another computer. I don't know. We'll see. There's just a lot of data and stuff on this one. It's like a kind of a hassle. Came back. So I had to spend a lot of money on this, and basically over time, as I just kept sending out more and more and more emails, it makes it really easy for me to kind of track trends, statistics, and stats that allow me to be able to move a lot faster through space and grow my business a lot faster. So, I mean, why am I even sharing this stuff with you? So, like, again, I want you to be successful. Now, in some cases, some people are not able to do the mentorship program because I mean, it's not a small amount of money, right? It's not a large amount of money, but it's also not a small amount of money. And for people who it's just maybe not they just can't afford at the moment in time, maybe they can't get funding from one of our partners, they still need to kind of get some results as well. So we make these videos to kind of give you a leg up on the competition, so you don't have to go and repeat a lot of the mistakes and problems I had to do. So how would I fix his email? We already kind of touched on it a little bit inside of my response. Number one, it's too long. Okay, it's just straight up too long. Number two, you want to give them clear, a clear way to actually go and respond to you. I prefer to do calls. So oftentimes if I send out letters, I know I have to like set aside a very like a specific window for each day that people are going to be calling me as a like result of sending out those letters. So number one, I want to do that. You could as well inside of your salutation have this kind of detail. It's like, your website, your email, your phone number. If you don't have a website, that's okay. It's okay not to have a website. Most of our students don't have a website. He came in with a website when he first started. Because that's just what most people do. Now, I like phone number. And then what you could have is, you name your company, owner, your website, your email, your phone number. So those are 3 points. But inside of this main body point, I would actually have send me a call to schedule a time to speak. Okay. Very similar to how we have in this letter. If you're interested in seeing if I can help you with your accounting or bookkeeping, please call me at insert number. And insert numbers like insert your phone number if you're personal, like insert your actual phone number. So that way there's only one decision. We want one decision. Another thing that you might have noticed is like he kept repeating the word um dental practice or dental bookkeeper, experienced dental bookkeeper, right? Okay. You don't need that much repetition. Like they understand what the purpose of this thing is. The next thing I would probably do is I would actually rewrite this inside of the first person, okay? Because remember, your goal is not to get them to feel like they need a bookkeeper. Whenever I see a post like online, it's like 3 reasons why you need a bookkeeper. Okay, a lot of people understand why they need a bookkeeper. Like the only people that really don't understand why they need a bookkeeper are people who are like just getting started or someone who's like, barely making like $200,000 per year and they have like a really low transactional value. Like most business owners that are above 500K, a million, 2 million, $3 million per year understand why they need it. Okay. So the only people you're really speaking to at the posts like that are the beginners. And then most people wonder why they only attract beginners because you're speaking the language of beginners. It's almost like a dog whistle, right? So there are different types of dog whistles. And now let's just imagine a hypothetical situation where there's a dog whistle that goes up to like a very high frequency because the dog has like very, very, very fine tuned ears can hear stuff versus like a human whistle. Okay. So most people, most dogs, like the best dogs can hear both a dog whistle. Sorry, they can hear both a human whistle and a dog whistle, right? These are most dogs. But most humans, actually almost all humans, can only hear the regular whistle. That means there's an invisible sound that only dogs can hear. And when you want to go and only talk to dogs, then you put up the whistle because only dogs can hear it. Whereas if you're trying to talk to every single person, you do a regular whistle because both the dog and the human can hear it. It's the same thing in our business. Oftentimes, there's a really big business owner. You need to speak in a language they can understand. Versus what most people do is they're just doing a regular human whistle and they're just saying stuff that every single business owner can understand. And when you do that, you're attracting too much of those small people, and then the only people who like really care and need at that level are the small people. So then you get a bunch of small people coming to your phone calls. Then you're only able to sell them between like 150 to like $500 a month, and it feels like a fight because they're only making like what 98 grand a year, and that's top line revenue. And you taking 2 grand or 3 grand for the year is a lot of money in their opinion. It's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but in their mind, that's kind of what they're thinking. So instead, you need to start using more of dog whistle copy. Okay, dog whistle writing. Copy is another word for writing when you talk about like internet marketing. So number one, okay, hello, doctor, dentist. Doctor, dentist, practice name, address, phone number. This is generally going to be done via like a mail merge, or if you're using email, it's like personalization tags. If you don't know what those mean, that's okay. It's basically like whenever you see like a an email you know like will send out to a million people and has like your first name and has like your email address like personalized, it's generally because they have some sort of like personalization code or some sort of tag, or they've just like manually put someone's name in there, right? And just gets it really easy for you to be like, oh, this person understands me. This person actually took time to, message me. So number one thing is I'd be talking about me, not why I should get a experienced dental bookkeeper. Number two, I would be focused really on the things that matter to them. So out of all of these different issues, I would probably choose the one. So number one, I would choose immediate awareness of cash flow issues. And again, it's going to vary industry to industry. So you really have to know the person you're speaking to, right? If you don't really know the person that you're going to be speaking to, it's very, very challenging for you to write the copy and the words that are going to cause them to reach out. Because remember, dog whistle copy. We're trying to get the right dog whistle. If we don't, it's just not going to work, right? Because sometimes what happens too is you might actually have the whistle wrong and the frequency goes above even what a dog's ear can hear, right? So you actually have just made it where you're speaking to nobody. There's two problems. Either you're speaking to everybody with a human whistle, or you're speaking to nobody with like a fly whistle, like the highest level whistle that only like very small insects can hear, right? So we have to make sure that we're kind of in the middle. So like immediate awareness of cash flow issues, proper financial reporting, probably proper financial reporting so that everything is paid on time. Um, the elephant in the room of embezzlement, that makes sense to the dental owner, but it can be a little bit challenging because a lot of times what happens is you're actually getting it sent to the receptionist or the office admin, right? That's kind of why I like if they have like some sort of like more of like a physician, a pediatrician, a veterinarian, a dental practice, or a chiropractor, where they have a front desk person. I kind of like doing more of like letters that are like personalized to the person so that only the owner opens it, right? Because if you talk about like this elephant in the room with the embezzlement, they have someone sitting there at the front desk, that can be kind of like a little bit offensive in their opinion, and they might actually be more inclined to toss your either email or your letter inside the trash. So we want to make sure that we're like very respectful of all the incumbents that are inside of it while speaking to the main pain points that the owner is going to be going with. So I like ensuring everything is paid on time. Um, Immediate awareness of cash flow issues. Um, so the challenge you're going to face with dental practices, especially like a small dental practice, is that even if you have their accounting and bookkeeping handled for them, it's not really going to improve their work-life balance as much, right? Because oftentimes what the big thing the dentists say is like, I'm drilling teeth, I'm drilling holes, I'm drilling teeth all day. So they're not really doing the other stuff that on average for a business, right? Like in a lot of cases, they're not doing a lot of advertising. In a lot of cases, they're not really you if you ever ask a dentist, how much will this thing cost? And most of the time they say something like, oh, I don't know. Go ask the lady at the front desk. Like they're not really the ones that are running the business to a certain degree. They might kind of at the end of the day, but it's like for those smaller dental practices, they're not necessarily the ones who are running it. Oftentimes, their office admin is going to be the real like CEO of the business because they're the ones that have their hands in like scheduling, billing, insurance claims, getting new, actually ordering the equipment, scheduling all the different employees and contractors inside of the facility. So they're really the ones that are going to be like reading this and like really doing a lot of it. And then they kind of tell the dentist in order to kind of get the finalized approval of it, right? So work-life balance is not necessarily something that they are really going to get the benefit of as a result of the accounting and bookkeeping. Now, in some cases, it's going to free up their time at like tax time, right? Because oftentimes, and that's to a certain degree, right? Because especially in this industry, a lot of them are becoming very tech savvy as they have their office admin handle a lot of systems. There are a lot of vendors, both on the technology side, the marketing side, on the sales side, that are helping them kind of get into the 21st century a lot faster. So in terms of like, less taxes and stress, it's not going to be as big of an issue as what it used to be in the past because a lot of times everything is online. So it's more about just learning how to navigate through QuickBooks, making sure everything is, really reconciled properly, making sure that everything is moving good. But I would really, if I'm going to write a letter to a particular industry, I would really make sure that I know the exact pain points of that industry. This is also why choosing a niche before you have clients can be very challenging because you just don't really know everything about them. Um, that's going to really resonate with them. So like this letter is not bad, but it's going to come across very, very, very generalized. So you might want to like just like rewrite this in a way where it's more specialized to the specific industry. That's another reason why if you look at this version of the letter, it doesn't really go into a lot of detail about it. It's just more that we have accounting and bookkeeping experience. Now, this version of the letter is actually going to be a much higher volume kind of approach to be able to cast the rightest amount on the industries that you're going after. So, for example, you talk about you have clients that are in industry one, industry two, industry three, and then you would insert like your primary industry that you're actually emailing to. So let's say, for example, this is going to be sent out to dentists. So it'll be like, I work with general contractors, real estate, construction, and dentists. So I'd insert the one that they are as like the last one they have, or even like the first one, just make it kind of interesting, and easy for them to see like, okay, this person can help me out. And then from there, it's more putting the ball like in their court and then be able to do it. Now, which one would you rather go, shorter or longer? Personally, for me, I'm rather going shorter because I can just like spread out the volume and I can just attack really hard through space. Now, if you're doing more of like a physical letter, I actually recommend sending both. So I'd actually have like the shorter one inside, then I have like the longer one. So I would literally have it like, do you have a sheet of paper? Okay. Shorter email or shorter letter page, longer letter page. You put them together, you fold it, you stick it in the envelope, and it's out. Okay. That way you're getting the best of both worlds. So if the person is interested in an accountant or a bookkeeper, but they don't have enough information, they can go and look at page number 2, which has much deeper copy about why they should be working with you specifically. And it makes everything so much easier. Okay. So hopefully this kind of gives you more awareness. Now, one thing to note is we do have a longer post and a longer video about how to make really good copy. If you want me to send you that private training, go ahead and write down copy, COPY, copy. And I'll actually send that to you. Either myself or my assistant will send it to you when we get a chance. And yeah, it's going to go into much greater detail. Because I know today we talked about like what not to do. We touched a little bit on like exactly what to do, but there's actually a better doc that tells you exactly how to go and identify what to say and how to identify what the pain point inside of an industry is. It's just a very, very detailed and deep kind of process. So I don't want to like put this at the end of this video and only have it like be like 3 minutes. When instead it should be like more like 30 minutes, anywhere between like 5 minutes to 30 minutes for you to really understand this and to get this topic. Also, if you want some help avoiding all the different pitfalls, as you saw within one letter, there were a million areas where someone can really struggle. Now, imagine trying to go through this out yourself, where you have to understand what your pricing is, because a million different ways of price, having to know exactly what's the best approach to marketing, because a million different approaches. Within each approach, how to actually do it, also how to do the consultation call, making sure you know how to close your consultation calls, and how to onboard the clients correctly. Most people when they're starting a business, they have to figure out all of those things, right? They've either never worked for a small accounting firm before, they've never really worked in sales, never worked in marketing, so learn all these skills from scratch. This is what causes most people to struggle, most people to fail. If you look at it, 9 out of 10 businesses failed in the first 5 years. However, that means 10% succeed. If you look across the board, 10% of businesses actually invest in coaching, mentorship, and seminars, right? There's a correlation. 10% of businesses buy that, and only 10% of businesses are actually around after 5 to 10 years. I guess it just really comes down to like, does someone want to succeed, or are they more just like trying to just, DIY things? So if you want to DIY, we do have a lot of resources on this channel, give you the best opportunity for success. But if you want to make sure that you can secure this, you want to ensure that you're going to know exactly what to do. So that, 5 years, 10 years, even 15 years from now, depending on your age, you're able to have a very sustainable, thriving accounting or bookkeeping business that gets money month after month after month. So you can live the life you want, where you can go and travel, you can go spend more time with your family, you can have more time enjoying the life outside of the business than what you actually do inside of the business. If you want that, go ahead and click on the link inside the description, either above or below the video. Book a call with me to see exactly if I can help you. Everyone's goals, starting positions, and position in life are different. So the program is customized to your specific needs. So if you want to go and learn and see if you're a good fit to work with us, go ahead and click on the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with me to see if I can help you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.